Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome to drboystv.com, the home for intelligent black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I wanted to hop in here and say hello to everybody and talk to you guys about something that just, really got my attention. Everybody knows about what happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock. I've been paying very close attention to the reactions of the public. I was shocked by what occurred. It was they say the slap heard around the world, and I don't disagree with that. And I was also really curious to see not just how people felt, but also how people respond. And now, mind you, we understand, you all are intelligent black people. You understand that you shouldn't be taking cues on how to live your life from celebrities. Black men, I definitely want to tell you, you don't want to emulate your life after Will Smith, because Will Smith don't know you. He don't care about you. You don't want to emulate your life after Chris Rock. He don't know you. Chris Rock don't care about you. But one of the things that one of the reasons I wanted to address this topic is because I care about you. I care about young black men. I care about black families. I care about us really thinking about the choices we make. And so, anyway, before I dive in, I just want to share something that I think needs to be heard. And I just want to be one of those people that just says it so that you hear it from somebody. Um, this idea this basic idea that says you must protect, that the only way you can protect a black woman is to run up and slap somebody in the face, punch him in the jaw, stab him with a knife, shoot him, whatever it is. I really want you to reconsider that idea. Now, I hope you'll hear me. Give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me. Just hear me, and we can still love each other. Even if you disagree, give me a yes in the chat if you can just hear this perspective. I'm not telling you to think like I think. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. I'm not telling you that you don't have a good point. There's good points on all sides, right? When we saw what happened with Chris Rock, a lot of people felt like Chris Rock had it coming. And I hear that. Chris Rock has he even Chris Rock probably knew Chris Rock had it coming. Chris Rock has been telling jokes that have been offending people for a very long time, and you can see their faces in the audience, and and that's just what Chris Rock does. I don't think he's going to stop being who he is. He's 57 years old. I've also heard those on that other side who felt that Will Smith went way over the top. Will Smith running up on stage and slapping Chris and all that was kind of crazy, kind of weird. That's another perspective. I'm not here to tell you what your perspective needs to be, but what I really want to share today is the importance of especially young black men and older black men, really, because these guys are old. These guys are 53 and 57. They're not young. They're not young, but they're respected. They're celebrated. They're known all around the world. They're seen as beacons of hope and possibility for black men and what black men can become. But let me just say this: Will Smith wouldn't be who Will Smith is if Will Smith had ran up on somebody at the age of 25 and got sent to prison. Do you understand what I'm saying? Will Smith is a great man, but Will Smith never would. He wouldn't be who he is. Do you know that there's probably about 5,000 Will Smiths right now in the penitentiary who got 40, 50 years in prison because somebody disrespected them at the club and they decided to handle that disrespect with violence? Do y'all understand that? In fact, give me a yes or no. How many of y'all know a black man who's gone to prison because he got into a physical altercation with another man? Give me a yes or no. If you have a black man in your family or one of your friends who's ever gone to the penitentiary because he got into a physical situation, maybe over a woman, maybe he was at the club, somebody disrespected him, maybe somebody, hurt his homie, so he felt the need to respond and retaliate. How many of y'all know black men who got, I mean, this is the Holocaust, y'all. I mean, this is really a Holocaust in our community. I mean, we talk about the loss of the black father. We talk about what the breakdown of the black community. We talk about the loss of black wealth. We talk about the destruction of black children, children getting beaten, molested, thrown out of the system, out of here homeless, struggling. Well, they're struggling because they ain't got daddies. Where do you think the daddies went? You think these great black men just disappeared? Did Elon Musk put them on a rocket ship and send them all to Mars? Like, where do you think these black men are? Well, I'll tell you where those black men are. About 206,000 people in America right now have life sentences in prison, either life or virtual life, 50 years or more. 206,000 people. The overwhelming majority of those men are black, are from our community. Most of those men went to prison for some drug related offense, but a lot of them went to prison because of something that involved violence. I just spoke to the family the other day of a brother who went to prison for 30 years because somebody disrespected him. Somebody said something to him he didn't like in a club 30 years ago. And then now his children had to grow up without a father because their dad felt so compelled to make sure that he didn't allow this dude to disrespect him. Now, do y'all understand what I'm saying? Look, like, I'm not sitting here telling you that you're wrong. Look, if you're proud that we'll defend it. I hear people talk about black women need to be be protected, and I don't disagree. I protect my woman every day. I protect my girls every day. I'm a girl dad. I get it. I get all of that. I hear that. Protect black women, absolutely. But what I really also want you to understand, in a world where black men have to be strategic to survive, protecting a black woman doesn't just mean running up and slapping anybody who says anything you don't like. Look, I love my black woman. I'm proud of being with my black woman. That's me and her right there. Like I tell everybody about the black woman I love because I love black women and I love my black woman. I love my mama. I love my daughters. I'll protect them to the end of the earth. Do what needs to be done. I've had people make jokes about my wife that she didn't deserve. I've had people say things that weren't true. And did it piss me off? Absolutely. Did it make me mad? Yes, it did. But let me just tell you this. This is a little something, something too, just in terms of advice, in terms of the kind of woman you want to pick. If I had said to my wife, no, that disrespect is too much. I'm gonna run up on stage. Next time I see him, I'm gonna slap him on sight. I'm gonna slap him because of what he said. I'm gonna slap him. Well, because my wife loves me, she would say, no, boys, let's handle it a different way. That's not how you handle it. It doesn't mean that the guy doesn't deserve to get slapped. There's plenty of people out here that need to get slapped. Shoot, some people might think I need to get slapped. I know. I got. If you gave me a slappy list or asked me to make a slappy list, I could put about 10, 15 people right now that I know of on the internet that need to really get slapped. But the thing about it is that if you understand logic, if you understand how 2 plus 2 equals 4, if you understand how to play chess, not checkers, you can see where this is going. You see, this is how black men end up dead. This is how black men end up in prison. The slap. Now think about this, right? I know a lot of people think Chris Rock was a punk because Chris Rock didn't respond. He didn't tackle Will Smith. He didn't beat his ass. Okay, I get that, right? But think about this. What if Chris Rock was The Rock? What if he was Dwayne Johnson, The Rock? And what if Will Smith said, I'm going to go up and I'm going to slap this guy? Not Chris Rock. I'm talking about The Rock. And he runs up and he slaps him. Well, The Rock ain't going to take that. The Rock would have lifted him up and threw him across the room. Well, next thing you know, Will Smith got security. Those security will be coming at him with weapons. See, violence escalates. Violence begots more violence. When a slap turns into a punch. The way to respond to a punch is you might pull out a knife. Well, how do they respond to a knife? Well, then somebody pulls out a gun. Well, then somebody else pulls out a bigger gun. Next thing you know, you got a whole bunch of dead black men. This is not theory. This is not theory, black people. This is reality. This is your community right now. This is what's happening in your community right now. This is happening in your hoods right now. Do you see how many dead children we have here? Do you know 200 rappers died in the last 2 years? And do you know how many of those rappers died because of words? Do y'all understand how many rappers got killed because they made an album about somebody or made a song that had a disrespectful verse? Do y'all understand? Give me a guess in the chat if you can at least hear what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to disagree. I'm telling you to hear me. I'm not asking you to agree or disagree. I'm asking you to hear me. Give me a yes if you understand what I'm saying. So look, I'm gonna tell you this. I saw this interesting post, and I assume this is a real conversation. My God, if it is, I feel sorry for the world. But y'all probably can't even read it, so I'm gonna summarize it. But basically, it's a conversation where a guy's asking a girl out on a date, and she basically says, "I got a question for you." She says, "If somebody was disrespecting me up on stage and saying stuff mean to me about my appearance, what would you do?" And you know what the man said? He said, well, if he's roasting you, I would roast him back. Why you ask? She said, oh, well, no, never mind. She said, well, you want to go out to dinner tonight? I got something else to do. And he said, why? What are you talking about? Like, why wouldn't you go out with me? She said, you weak as fuck. She said, you're weak. She said, basically, she said that if you ain't gonna run up here and smack him or punch him or whatever, then you're too weak for me. You're not a real. Let me say this: he might not be a real man. You can make that judgment, but that certainly ain't a real woman. That's certainly not a real woman, because a real woman who really loves you, fellas, is gonna want you to be alive. A woman who loves you is not gonna have you up in prison getting beaten and raped every day, but have you going through all kinds of hell in the penitentiary for the next 40 years, away from your children, away from your children growing up without a daddy now because I ain't gonna let that fool talk about me. His words was, they hurt my feelings so bad that I threw my whole life away. Let me just explain. This is just, look, you ain't got to agree. You ain't got to agree. I just hope you'll listen. But look, here's the thing. This is, you call this the Dr. Boy's version of manhood. One of the things about being a man is that you have to be a warrior. Manhood does require the willingness and ability to go to war against any threat against you or the people you love. You have to be a warrior in order to survive as a man in this country, especially as a black man. I really believe that. That's what I believe. But the intelligence of a warrior means you also understand the power of diplomacy. The intelligence of a warrior means you understand what a proportionate response looks like. The intelligence of a warrior means that if you're a general in the United States military and somebody launches a bomb at one of your cities, it's a some sort of bomb that maybe blows up one building. You don't shoot a nuclear warhead and blow up the entire country. You understand proportionate response. So a proportionate response, what that does is it avoids escalation. Because again, if you talk about me and I feel like I gotta slap you, well, if you a real man, you might not slap me back. You might punch me. Well, now that you done punch me, I got to pull my knife out. Now that I done pulled my knife out, you pulling out a gun. Next thing you know, the children don't have fathers anymore because one of us is dead, one of us is in the penitentiary, one of us is either judged by 12, the other one is being carried by 6. That's what's happening to too many of your young black men. And that is what leads me to be very disappointed in Will Smith. And I don't know Will or Jada. I don't know this relationship. I know people speculate. They think Jada is egging Will on and blame it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know these people. I don't know. I don't understand everything they do. I don't understand the red table talks. I don't understand putting the most intimate parts of your relationship out in the public eye. I understand the idea of presenting your relationship to the public, like Michelle and Barack, but you don't hear Michelle and Barack airing their dirty laundry out on a Facebook TV show. I just don't understand that. I'm gonna tell you the truth. So I don't know if Jada's egging Will on. I will say this though, there are women out there who do that. There are women out there. Anybody remember when Lauren London made that comment? Lauren London, as pretty as the day is long, cutest thing ever. I wish I had a picture of her so you could. Yeah, but y'all know how pretty Lauren London is. Prettiest girl out there. Do y'all remember when Lauren London said something crazy about the movie Menace to Society? Y'all remember that? Anybody remember that comment? Where she saw Old Dog, who was played by Lorenz Tate, and Old Dog was runner. Old Dog was crazy. Old Dog was killing people. Like you said one disrespectful thing to Old Dog, he gonna pull out the strap and blow your brains out. Old Dog was scary crazy, right? She said that made me fall in love with his character. That's the kind of man I want. She said that's the kind of man I want. The kind of man who just snap off and kill somebody who's a 100% gangster. And the thing about it is, when you get these some of these messed up women who end up playing out their thug fantasy with you, telling you that you got to go all the way to the limit to so-called allegedly respect her honor. Well, women like that, the minute you get locked up or the minute you're dead in prison, she gonna move to the next one. She's gonna move to that. She ain't gonna visit you in jail. Why would she want to be with you? You ain't a boss no more. You sitting in prison. Like she gonna find somebody else gonna be digging out your girl. So I'm just telling you. I just want to say that to young guys. Like when you run into women who talk like that, I'm just convincing you to walk the other way, unless you're fully prepared to go and lose it and punch out or slap down any man who says anything negative about you or anything she does not like. Another thing about manhood that I believe is that manhood does require discipline. It requires strength, but also the strength to be disciplined about your strength. Manhood means that you understand, like, look, I want to hit this guy. I want to get up and go and do what I got to do or whatever, but I'm not going to do it because I got kids. I don't want my kids to grow up without a daddy. I don't want my children to have to explain to their friends at school why their daddy's in jail. I don't want to go to prison and lose my family's money because I'm up here bailing myself out of jail and going through whatever you go through, whatever you have to go through while you're in jail. Jail is not a pleasant place. People are raped in prison. It's a terrible place to be. So any woman that is encouraging you to go to jail over something like, he said something about me, that's not a woman I would choose. That's a woman who wants you to be destroyed. That's a woman who's going to sit there and literally not show no loyalty to you once you're in the grave or once you locked away. So just, I just had to share that because I just saw that conversation and it really bothered me. And I really don't understand who made the rule to say that defending black women as a black man must mean physical violence. Defending black women does not have to be physical. In fact, defending black women, think about that. You slap somebody, their face hurts for about 2 minutes. Maybe they're a little bit embarrassed. Maybe defending black women means filing a lawsuit. Maybe defending black women means calling the police. Maybe defending black women means doing something, is showing your economic strength, right? Maybe defending black women means having words with him backstage. Maybe defending black women means supporting her in some other way. Maybe defending black women means something other than getting up and slapping somebody, like you 14 years old. I just don't get it, And I like Will Smith a lot, and I don't think this takes away from everything he's accomplished, right? He's been around for 30 years, but I really wish he would take a moment and show some like real maturity and just say, to young black men, hey man, look, this is not how you handle disputes. You have to have conflict resolution. You know what? I rock with the Nation of Islam heavy, and I love the guys of the Nation of Islam. And the reason I love the Nation of Islam, I think it's an appropriate time to express why I have so much respect for the Nation of Islam. I respect them because one of the great skills that most of my friends in the Nation of Islam have is conflict resolution. The Nation of Islam is one of the few institutions in your community that wants black men to live. The Nation of Islam is one of the few institutions in the black community that want black men to be intelligent. The Nation of Islam is one of the few institutions in the black community that consistently encourages black men to be strategic. The Nation of Islam is one of those few institutions in the black community where those men really do protect black women on every level. So you ain't gonna tell me the Nation of Islam brothers don't protect black women because they'll die for a black woman. They'll go to war for a black woman. They're the ones who really will and show up to do whatever a man's supposed to do. I'm talking about the solid brothers in the nation. Every group has its exceptions, but in general, as a general principle, the men in the Nation of Islam, those are the men who will show up and do what a man's supposed to do. It might mean taking care of the kids. Showing up might mean helping you get the bills paid. Showing up might mean protecting you from a predator. Showing up might mean providing you with emotional support. Showing up might mean pulling out a gun and defending you against somebody that's trying to hurt the family. So they know if anybody understands the term protect black women, it will be the brothers in the Nation of Islam. And I can just say again, I'm not speaking for them or anything like that, but I guarantee you that if you would have asked the leadership in the Nation of Islam, you say, hey, you know what? This man made a joke about your wife. Do you think that the first and only resort should be to run up on this guy and punch him in the face or slap him? I bet you, and I'm gonna just check. I'm gonna call my friends. I'm calling Nuri Muhammad. I'm gonna call Dr. Wesley. I'm gonna reach out to Brother Ben X and some others, and and Brother Rizza Islam. I'm gonna say, what do you think? Do you think they're running up on the guy and slapping him is the only way to protect a black woman? Or do you think that maybe that's not entirely strategic? And I'd love to hear what their answer is going to be. And I'm going to come back to you guys with that, because I really, really want the community to think hard about this. You got too much media out here encouraging black men to do stuff that's going to get them killed. And Will Smith ain't going to go to jail. Will Smith ain't nobody going to retaliate. He slapped Chris Rock. He didn't slap D Rock. He slapped Chris Rock. So if he slapped D Rock, Will Smith might be in the hospital, but he slapped Chris Rock, and that was strategic on his part, because he knows Chris Rock ain't going to retaliate because he's little. But my question is, how are we as a community gonna have a conversation that is healthy and is gonna keep our young men alive? Because I'm tired of hearing headlines like the one I saw that said 200 young black rappers died in 2020 alone. Come on, man. Stop that. It's your culture that's killing you. You're embracing culture that is not intelligent, strategic, nor life preserving, because everybody thinks it's okay to go send a black man off to get killed over some bullshit. And it wasn't even a funny damn joke. It's a stupid joke. That's my 2 cents, guys. I hope that you heard what I was saying. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm asking you to add that to your list of perspectives that you consider as you decide what to do with your life. Because I guarantee you that chick who's telling you to run up on another dude and punch him in the face because he said some disrespectful words, I guarantee you that she ain't going to be sticking by your side when that white ass judge gives your ass 30 years in prison. Give me a yes in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. I need you to share this with your sons. I got to go, everybody. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And don't forget, you can visit boycewatkins.com. We do stock market class every Tuesday. And we also have a lot of other stuff going on. So feel free to follow and hit the thumbs up and subscribe on your way out. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. I'll talk to you later. Peace.